real quick, before we get into the video, I just wanted to say a huge congrats to David Wright on finally making it back to the show so we could all give him the proper farewell he deserves. He's one of the greatest third basemen of all time when he was healthy, and he's one of the classiest individuals in the game. Alright, let's get into these insane National League playoff races, but before we get into the specific scenarios, let's set the scene. So if you were to ask most baseball fans 2 weeks ago who was going to win the NL Central, I would feel confident in saying that well over 50% would say the Cubs. Christian Yelich and the Brewers don't seem to care what you think, and they have stormed their way to the top of the division in a tie with the Chicago Cubs. Heading into today, the Brewers were a game behind, but with the St. Louis Cardinals handing the Cubs a 2-1 loss, it gave the Brewers a chance to tie up the division, and they did exactly that, taking a close 6-5 win against the Tigers, with Christian Yelich hitting a solo shot in the 7th, which ended up being the game-winning run. On to the NL West. With a win today, the Dodgers would clinch a postseason berth for the 6th consecutive year, and while the Giants kept it close for the majority of the game, the Dodgers pulled away late in this one to come out with a 10-6 win, which officially eliminated the St. Louis Cardinals. The Rockies had to continue their winning streak if they wanted to maintain their lead atop the division, but they were unable to do so, getting absolutely blasted 12-2 against the Nationals. As a result, the Dodgers and Rockies both sit atop of the National League West, and just like the Central, the division will come down to the final day of the regular season. Alright, let's get into the fun part. If all 4 teams win or lose their game tomorrow, we will see 2 tiebreaker games played on Monday. The Brewers and Cubs will play their game in Chicago, and the winner will take the division and will also have home field advantage throughout the National League playoffs, with the loser hosting the wildcard game on Tuesday. If the Dodgers and Rockies both remain tied, the tiebreaker game will decide who will match up against the Braves in the NLDS and who will have to travel for the wildcard game. The other scenarios are fairly self-explanatory given the 2 divisions are all tied up. If we see both divisions won outright, there won't be any tiebreaker games on Monday, and the NL Central second placer will host the wildcard game. If only one division is won outright, then we will see 1 tiebreaker game on Monday, and the loser of that game will have to play in the wildcard game, with the National League Central team being the host. Boy, is it going to be one fun day tomorrow. Let the chaos ensue.